If you see this mess back here and you hear clicking, no, you didn't. So it's been a minute since I've done one of these, and there's really no specific reason why. Just a lot going on with the whole restaurant and everything, and just we get used to one schedule and then it's like, well, this week's going to be different, so it's got to be like this, and it's just been a headache to deal with. But and plus I just had like a lot of stuff going on up here too, but things are finally like slowing down a little and getting a little better, hopefully. Will it last? I don't know. And there was even like a point where I used to have like a good routine of streaming every other day, and I was fine with it. I was doing okay. I liked it. I looked forward to my next stream just so I can like chat to people and just hang out and vibe, you know? But then it got to a point of the constant, I know I shouldn't, but it got to a point of like constant comparing, and it's like, why I changed all this and I'm doing this differently, but I'm still not getting to where I want to be, which I know it's not going to happen overnight, and it's just, you know, it's going to take time, and the momentum's got to get going and everything, and I'm okay with that now. But like, probably, I don't even remember when my last Mental Monday upload was. A month or two ago. Yeah, I was getting pretty bad. But I'm doing better now. And I have picked up streaming again, and I've just been chilling, having a good time. I think my last Mental Monday video was on my old PC. I'm pretty sure. I don't think I've done one on this one yet. Anyway. Yeah, I built a PC, and it's really pretty. I like it. And I've moved away from streaming off of console to just full on PC. Like, I went in on it, and I'm in. I'm here. It's been different. It's been very challenging, but it's been good. It's been really good. So since it's been a while, I hope you're doing okay. And if you need to vent, you know, I'm always here. I've been here. Have I been here? No, but I've been physically here. And I still, usually when people like come to me, I put like my stuff to the side and I focus on the person who's reaching out to me, and if there's any way that I can help or support or just something, even if they just want someone to listen to, like, I'm there, you know? But anyway, I found a couple things on TikTok, because who doesn't go on there and just doom scroll their life away? Couldn't be me. But I found like a couple TikToks that just kind of like made me think a little, and I'm gonna read those and then kind of like give my opinions and thoughts on it, because we can all like read the same sentence but like interpret it so many different ways. So I will read it and I will give like my opinions and thoughts on it, and maybe even still help me understand a little better, because sometimes it's like, well, that didn't make sense to me, but if I like reread it over and over and like read it out loud, then it like clicks like that. So this first one is 7 rules of life. Number 1, let it go. Never ruin a good day by thinking about a bad yesterday. Which is easier said than done. A lot of these that I'm going to read off are easier said than done. And I'm a victim to that. Like, I will constantly think of that happened in the past, and I'm like, no, why are you still focused on that? Like, that happened so many years ago, so many months ago even. Like, why am I still focused on that? And I think a lot of it though is here we go back to the past. I was never really fully able to express my thoughts and feelings, because when I did, like, a fight would start no matter who I was talking to, whether it have been an ex-partner or even my parents or like ex-friends. Like, no matter how I would approach, like if I changed my tone, changed the wording, everything to make it sound like it's not their fault, because it wasn't, it still just caused like this huge fight. And so for a while I just kind of, it's like, you know what, this happened to me, I can't really talk about it, I'm just gonna push in the back of my mind and just keep going. And that's so harmful, so damaging. And I would say I'm improving in that area, because usually when stuff would happen, I would just shut down and not talk at all. And ever since I met Kenzo, he's been kind of like helping me break out of that. And so I'm not feeling the need to be in the past anymore. I'm actually learning to just let it go, leave it there where it belongs. So there's been so many days that I've ruined by thinking about what had happened and what I could have and should have done, and there's always going to be those what ifs, but you just gotta let it happen, let yourself process it, and then just think, like, if it's not physically damaging me, then get it out of here so it doesn't mentally damage as well, you know? So yeah, never ruin a good day by thinking about a bad yesterday. Number 2, ignore them. Don't listen to other people. Live a life that's empowering to you. Now, while I do agree with that, there's also there's always room for improvement. And if someone like genuinely comes to you and it's like, hey, I saw this going on and you did it this way, that was a little damaging. Could maybe, if you tried to do it like this way, same result, everything, just shift it a little, maybe it'll work. And if it's some kind of advice like that, I would say, take it with a grain of salt. Do you have to follow it? No, absolutely not. You can still live an empowering life by taking some criticism, because like I said, there's always room for improvement, and you don't want to just stay in like this routine where you never grow, never change. But don't ever let someone fully dictate your life, if that makes sense. So there's a good and bad to that one. That's just my opinions on it. Number 3, give it time. Time heals everything. I wouldn't say like fully heals. It could still hurt. I would say time lessens the hurt. Yeah, I would say that. Like, it doesn't ever fully take it away, no. Because I've dealt with so much loss in my life, and if I have like a story that involves one of them that have passed on, and I still get choked up about it, and it's just normal, you don't ever fully want to forget a person or something who meant so much to you. But obviously, just don't sit and let it overtake you. I try to spin any like bad memories into like positive ones, and it does lessen the hurt for sure. So it doesn't necessarily heal everything, it just doesn't hurt as bad anymore. Number 4, don't compare. The only person you should try to be is the person you were yesterday, which kind of takes it somewhat back to number 1. If you just had a bad day and you were just mean and just cranky and all that, and you know that's not you. So the next day, like, okay, this is what happened, this is what made me that way. I need to process it differently instead of just straight anger. You can always be a better version of you every day. I think I need to also follow that as well, because no one's perfect. Everyone makes mistakes, everyone messes up, but you know, that's life. It's going to be okay. But you always just want to be better than you were yesterday. And even if it's a little step, it's still progress. I say that all the time because it's true. If you're trying to get here and you just like improve a little bit, that's still progress. You're not going this way. Like you're making moves to get where you want to go, and you just gotta take it a day at a time and always work to be a better you than you were yesterday. Number 5, stay calm. It's okay not to have everything figured out. Know that in time, you'll get there. That's probably... That is... yeah. When I read that part, I just immediately, like, started spiraling. But it's like, it's so true, and that was the whole comparison thing. Like, I would constantly think, well, they've only been going for this amount of time and they're already like way up here, and I've been going for a lot longer, but I'm still like, it's fine. They are on their right timeline just like I'm on my right timeline. It's okay. Because back then when I first started streaming, I didn't care about posting, making content. Like, I was just streaming to stream. Fine, whatever. But then towards like the middle, I was like, you know what, I better try to put my name out there, try to put me out there. But I wasn't consistent with it. I would post like once a week, and my YouTube videos weren't even that often. They were like every other month, if that. So I still wasn't taking the time, and then I was constantly wondering, like, why am I not there? Because you didn't put in the work for that. They did. They were busting their butt off to get where they are. And here lately, I've been trying to take it a little more serious. I'm so slow at editing. And I have 10 videos that are scheduled to go, but I just got to finish 4 more. And every time I sit down to do it, I'm like, nah, you know what? I want to play my game. Like, I just want to do some me time. I've had me time. I need to get focused if I want to get serious about it, because otherwise I need to shut up about not being where the other people are at. It's my fault. It's on me. So everything will get figured out eventually. Whatever my destination is, I will get there. I'm just taking a detour. We'll think of it like that. I'm taking a little detour, the scenic route. So I'll get there. I'm not stressing it as much as I was anymore. I'm just chilling. Number 6, it's on you. Only you are in charge of your happiness. That's also very, very true. Because if you constantly look for, like, to your friends or family or just anybody to make you happy, you've already lost. If you are not content with yourself, you already lost. I relate to that. There's been multiple days where I hate myself. And I'm like, well, if I hate me, if this is what I think of me, what do others think of me? So I would put on a face, I would reach out and like, hey, let's go play this game, kill some time. Just so I can have like a bit of an escape and be happy for a little bit. And that's not the way to go at all. It's not good. It's not right. You're more or less using the people around you. And I don't like that. So I'm learning to be content with me so that I can make others happy, if that makes sense. And no one's like seeking me out to make them happy. At least I don't think so. I don't know, maybe. But you gotta focus on making yourself happy. And then whatever you're putting out, you are also attracting in. So last one, number 7, smile. Life is short. Enjoy it while you can. I think that's what I've been doing the past like month or so. Doing what I want to do on my own time, my own terms, just chilling, having a good time. And it's been nice. It's been really nice. The only stress I have in my life is going to work, which who doesn't get stressed about going to work? But I always think to myself too, like, it could be worse. It could always be worse. So any little moment I get, I'm just trying to crack jokes to pass the time, trying to be funny and, just chill and vibe. Is it? Now this other TikTok, did it have a caption? I don't know. They're just like little advice things, I think. I don't remember. But this first one, you don't need a break. You need a life you don't want to escape from. Rest doesn't fix burnout when your whole routine is the problem. Very, very true. Very true. I am a person, I need a plan. I need the same routine every day. No surprises, nothing. Like, I'm okay with that. Because, like, when something goes wrong, it just messes up my whole day. I'm working on it. I'm trying not to live by planning and routines anymore. That's not the way to live. But that first sentence, you don't need a break. You need a life you don't want to escape from. How true is that for a lot of us? We're constantly looking for the next escape. The next thing to just fill that void in us. And I am very guilty of that. Very guilty. But, it's just something we need to work on and improve on. Number 2. Stop venting to people who don't want to see you win. Half of them are just glad it's you and not them. Oh man. That one. Yeah. I remember like some of my ex-friends that, for obvious reasons, I don't talk to anymore. Anytime I would like have any kind of news or bad news or just something to share with them, there was always something negative that was said. And for a lot of like the good news, I'm like always in my head like, damn, you can't just be happy for me. Like, I don't know. That's very true though. You have to know who you're surrounding yourself with and trust your intuition. Like, if you are around them and you just feel that it's off or just any kind of bad feeling with them, drop them. You can always make new friends. Even if it's like your elementary friends. Like, clearly they're on a different road than you are. They're doing their own thing. Drop them, do your own thing. Just move on, forget about them. Again, easier said than done, I know. 3. Get out of your head and into your body. The overthinking stops when you move. So I can understand that. And some of the examples are like go for a walk, small workout, you know. But if you don't feel comfortable doing that, or you don't really want to do that, I would just say turn your phone off, turn your electronics off, just go sit in a corner, or sit in the corner of your bed maybe, and just do some breathing exercises. Just try to get out of here for a minute, and just kind of, or even just think of like positive things and tell yourself positive things. Like, man, I didn't do what I was gonna do because I decided to be lazy, and just spin it and be like, well, maybe that was a sign that I needed to just slow down a little bit, and that can be done later. It can always be done later. So, yeah, get out of your head. Get out. Number 4, your phone is the reason you feel so anxious. You scroll past 1,000 people a day and wonder why you don't know who you are. I wouldn't say when I scroll, I'm wondering who I am. I'm wondering what's it going to take to get some of their lives, you know? Like, they have it made so easy, which that's just what they show on social media. I'm not saying their life is easy. I don't know, because social media is a very damaging thing. Sometimes there's good, like very good positive stuff, but for the most part, it's very damaging. You only see like a small chunk of people's area, and you just assume the rest of the places like that. I can tell you for a fact, very true. When I go shopping or anything, I throw everything here on my bed. And I'm like, you know what? I'll just put it up later. When later comes, I'm like, well, dang. Now what do I do with it? Yeah, when I scroll past, I'm just constantly like, more or less jealous. But I know if I were to push myself like they initially pushed themselves, I could get where they are, you know? It could happen. Maybe not anytime this year, but maybe next year. We don't know. So a whole lot of the don't compare, don't, you know, any of that, it's not worth it. Because it's just gonna put you back in your head, and you gotta figure out how to get out of there, and it's just a whole thing. The 5th one. If you wake up sad every day, stop sleeping next to chaos. Fix your room, cut off the man, clean your space. Energy is real. That is true. The front, I keep pointing with this arm. The front right here is where my desk used to be. So I used to face the door over there. But now I'm in like the corner facing the wall, and just something as simple as moving my setup just opened up the room a little bit. And I don't have the desk right up next to my bed, and it just feels all cluttered and tiny. Honestly, I think last night I slept so good, which is crazy. It just, you can tell it shifted in here, and I like it. I don't know. If you just need to rearrange your room a little bit, I mean, go for it, you know? Even rearranging like your living room. Just something like you walk into and it's just changed a little bit. It can just balance out or help that flow of energy. And I truly believe it, because I've witnessed it myself. It feels nice. It was scary at first because of, I don't like change. But after it was done, as soon as I turned my PC on, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like it over here. But every time I would come into the room, I'm like, damn, it just feels so much better in here. Like, it doesn't feel so crowded and cramped anymore. Just something so simple as that can improve a lot around you. Just keep that in mind. Number 6, You're not broken. You're just overstimulated, overcommitted, and underconnected to yourself. Turn the volume down on the world. Probably like a year and a half ago, I would have said, like, I'm broken. But now, getting a handle on, like, my feelings and thoughts and stuff, I can easily tell I was just so overwhelmed with everything in my life. Every single aspect, I was just so overwhelmed. But I kept going. Just constantly planning out, like, okay, this week or this day, I'm going to do this, and at this time to this time, and then when I get off, I got to do this, and it's just, for a while it worked, but then when my outside life became so chaotic, it affected my online persona so much, and I felt like I was drifting apart from who I was, I guess, in a sense. So that's when I took one of, like, the mini breaks, and it helped for a little bit, and kind of, like, made me think of why I was doing it in the first place. I need to learn to just get off my phone for a little bit more, or a little longer, I guess. Don't doom scroll as often as I do, because it's just, I don't know. There are some good videos though where it just gets me so in my feels, and I legit cry at some of them. And it's not even like a sad one, it's like a happy one, and it just kind of gets me thinking, like, I want to be in that kind of position. Like, I don't know, it's so weird. It's like a lot of them that I cry about are where people either go to, like, restaurants and buy a lot of food and they just go, like, hand it out to people, like the homeless and stuff. I want to do that. Or where they home make a lot of food and take it and donate it, and, like, I want to do that. like I don't know, there's just some stuff like that, like, I just genuinely, like, I want to be in their spot. Do I necessarily want, like, their home life, their private life? No. I want whatever they're doing online. I want to do that. So, but yeah, I need to learn to just take breaks. Just, no. Last one, number 7. Healing isn't cute. It's lonely. It's boring. It's silent. That's why most people never do it. This one just kind of attacked everybody, huh? Healing is wild. It's just like that said, it's very lonely. Because pretty much, like, only you can heal from things, because it's you that it happened to. I could vent to somebody about things, but they won't really fully understand why it made me feel the way that it did. So journaling helps a lot, because there's been, like, a few times where I would take a situation way further than it should have been taken, and then when I would write about it later, seeing, like, the words on the page, I'm like, why did I react that way? Like, I think a lot of it is just, like, in the moment, you kind of have all these, like, different thoughts and emotions going on, and they just kind of come out, and it's just, you can't really control it. But journaling is, like, a good way to start your healing journey. Just let it all out, and it just helps you process it even more than when it happened in the first place. So I don't know, it's a wild time right now. But that's all I have on that sort of stuff. I remembered to ask a question in the Discord, so we're going to do that. Maybe get that pulled up. So a lot of these will reference, like, yesterday or 2 days ago. I asked the question on Fridays, So if it says like yesterday or today, they're either talking about Thursday or Friday. Just a heads up. So the question is, when was the last time you did something for yourself, put you first? The first one said, I would say today I put myself first by calling out of work. I don't usually do that because I find it annoying when coworkers call out, so they probably feel the same way. But I did it because I have not been doing good mentally and physically, so I needed a day to myself. Yeah, first of all, don't feel guilty about doing that. You always have to put you first. And there's been many times where I wouldn't even call in and I would just be miserable at work. But I learned, like, you are so replaceable there. Like, if you were to quit today, they'd probably have someone there within a week. Like, you are unfortunately so replaceable at work. So if you need a day to take care of your body and your mental health, take it. Don't hesitate. Because a lot of the reasons that people call in are just stupid. I'm like, why are you taking off work when you're off in like 2 days? Like, that could easily wait a couple days. Like, I don't know. I'm weird like that. So don't feel guilty. Put you first, always. Next one. About the last week or so, I've slowly taken a step back from a lot of things just to take a mental break from everything. As you should. As you should. And again, don't feel guilty for doing that. Because if there's... I'm not necessarily like blaming it on certain people, but if there's just energy within like anything that you're doing that is making you drained, just take a step back from it. Be like, okay, what shifted? What changed? Is there anything I physically can do to change it or improve it? I mean, it's not a bad thing to do at all. So don't feel guilty for that. Next one. I found myself lost with game hopping and couldn't find something that I can just focus on. I'm always with anxiety and stress, and so when I started to play Stardew Valley again, I found that peace and do something that I enjoy and not play games that I stress overthinking that will help me. Overthinking what will help me. Did I read that wrong? I can't read. But if all I'm gonna say on this one is, if you know, you know. But I'm really glad you found something that kind of mellows you out, and because I've seen what video games do to people, and you specifically, like, it's not good. So I'm really glad you found something that just kind of is chill and you can just take your time with, have a good time playing, and it's just maybe something different every time you get on. I don't know. I haven't really checked it out yet. But yeah, I'm glad you found something though. Because I hate when you're anxious or stressed, and I definitely hate when you're angry at video games. Yeah, anyway. Last one. Probably yesterday. I take time to do self-care days when it gets hot in my room during summer, or if I'm not feeling well. So even though I had planned to stream a game on that day, I had to listen to my body and put myself first with a self-care day. I find that I enjoy streaming better when I'm not forcing myself to do it. When I'm not mentally or physically up to it. Self-care days are pretty helpful. They are. Even as simple as just making your favorite beverage and just chilling outside on the porch. Like, that is considered, a self-care day. I understand the whole you enjoy streaming better when you're not forcing yourself to do it. There's been days where I would literally cry 30 minutes before streaming because of things that have happened in my real life. I'm like, you know what? This is already scheduled. I have to go on with it. Like, no, I didn't. I didn't have to. And I think that was so damaging to me mentally because I pretended everything was okay and basically just pretended to be somebody I wasn't. And that's not healthy at all. It's not good. So, you always, the takeaway from this whole video is just, you always want to put yourself first. Whatever that may look like to you. However you want to put yourself first, do it. Don't feel guilty about it. Don't stress about it. You come first to you. And if no one understands, get them out of here. Don't bother with them at least for a day or two. Like, just get them out for a minute. Nobody should feel guilty about anyone doing what makes them happy. Should be supporting one another. Simple as that. So I guess now time for my answer. When was the last time I did something to put myself first? When was the last time? Honestly, probably like this weekend and last weekend. Because when I first started back streaming, I said I wanted to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. I haven't streamed a Saturday yet. Why? Because I just didn't feel the need to do it or the want to do it. Like after Friday's stream, which usually lasts quite a while because I don't work Saturdays, I can stream however long I want, and I push myself to just the point of exhaustion, which I don't know why I do. Don't ask, okay? Don't come for me. And then Saturday would roll around and I'm like, you know, I didn't tell him I was going to stream on Saturday. I said, if I do, I'll see you at this time. But if I don't, I will see you Monday. So I would happily wait until Monday for my next one. And I would just chill on Saturdays. And now Sundays, I'm going to be doing the whole recording and editing. So that's kind of booked up. So Saturdays will just be my chill day. And I'm going to be selfish about it. And no one's going to stop me either. But, okay. I think that's about it. I hope I didn't ramble too much or too bad with anything. I hope you're able to understand what I was trying to say. Even if it's just like slightly understanding, I don't know. But I think that's it. So, I hope you guys have a good rest of the week. Hope it just goes really well for y'all. And if you ever want to stop by, like I said, I stream Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. If you just want to hang out and listen to me ramble and rage, like, come on by. But for Mental Monday, I will see you next Monday. Bye.